Unexpected Oz opening at the last second. We're off to see the precinct, the wonderful precinct of Oz. This is very exciting. Wasn't expecting this to open. It's pretty strange seeing it actually open now. Get a closer look at these statues. Very nice. Oh, so it is a technical rehearsal apparently, but also the actual opening? I don't know. Alright, here we go. Into Oz. Pretty amazing. So there's a meet and greet going on over there. It's strange being here after watching the progress for, how long has it been, like a year or over a year? But it's looking very nice. Alright, time to head in. This is super exciting. Oh, I see. So you choose which way to enter, which ride you want to go on. Wow, this is crazy. Super cool. Very green. Well, which way to go first? It looks like it's like a projector screen, like a kind of hologram effect. What do you call that? Like the Pepper's Ghost thing? There he is.
Silence! I am Oz, the great and powerful. Who are you? Who are you? You with the summer, step forward.
Hello. Hey guys. Good, thanks. How are you? Thank you. It's Dorothy's bed from the movie. Kind of advertised as like the opening, but then when we got here, there's a sign saying technical rehearsals, and it feels like a technical rehearsal because the rides aren't running with people on them yet, and there's a giant queue, which is giving me nostalgia for Leviathan opening day. So hopefully we actually get a chance to ride some of these coasters today. Forward. It looks like some people were heading through, so hopefully we'll be up next. So they're loading people onto the trains now. Fingers crossed, please not a super long wait. Yay, we're moving. There's the Overlord of Oz, the cow on the roof, mind controlling everyone. Excellent corn theming. You can grab a snack while you're in the queue. Corn on the cob. Hooray! Almost time to ride the cow coaster. Alright, here we go. Very cool station. I think we're waiting for the next one to go and then we'll be on the one after that. To get the front row.
Welcome back, everyone. Exiting towards the middle of the platform. Don't forget your personal belongings and enjoy the rest of your day here at Warner Brothers Movie World.
Alright, it's our turn now. Front row on the first ride. Alright, we just got off Kansas Twister. Did we win or did we lose? I don't know. That was really fun. We got front row on the first ride of the day. And I don't know if we won or lost. But it was super smooth. That first drop is a bit steeper than it looks, actually. And I think we'll try and head to Flight of the Wicked Witch next. There it goes again. Here comes the monkeys. Hard to film this one with the vents, but here it comes. Exciting. Monkeys. Alright, Alright, we're heading for the monkey coaster. That's a cool little photo room. Got some new toilets here as well, which are actually very nice. Sounds like a weird thing to say, and I wonder how long that will last for, because the bathrooms here usually get graffitied or treated not with the most respect. They could do with like a water fountain or some chairs and maybe some umbrellas here, because it's quite hot. I wouldn't want to be standing out here in summer. You can see Wild West from here. It kind of makes me wonder if they're ever going to connect the lens to make the park flow a bit better. Because at the moment you kind of walk from one end of the park to the other, and if you want to get back to a different area, you have to go all the way to the front again. So this would be a good spot to kind of connect things together. One thing I forgot to mention about Cow Coaster is that water silo thing is actually an elevator for people with disabilities or wheelchairs. So that takes you right up to the station, which is a really creative and cool way of doing that. Shrek.
Who are you?
Hello. Good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Having fun.
Yeah. Whoa, this is cool. I like this. Got a green orb. Flowers everywhere. Very cool. Oh, exciting. It's a solid hell yeah for me, for the spooky forest vibes. Big fan of the spooky forest. We're on the move. One step closer to being a flying monkey. Just like my dreams. What are they gonna do in summer when there's like no shade? This summer. Oh, you're right, yeah. Some good views of the other rides from over here. Good monkey at the entrance. I just don't understand why they didn't do the whole queue with like these stake type fencing things, so it would look really cool. We just got off Flight of the Wicked Witch after waiting for about approximately 100 minutes. The beginning of the queue was excellent with the forest and the flowers, and then you kind of enter this outside area with no shade, like nothing really interesting to look at, just these tall black fences everywhere. And super hot, not the most pleasant queuing experience, so I hope that they at least put some shade in there. I think maybe I'm partly to blame for like building my expectations too high for the station. I was kind of expecting like something like Leviathan theming and something in there, but there was just nothing. There was some paintings of the flying monkeys which were quite nice, but there wasn't any like themed audio or anything. Honestly, Goodbye World did it better, but I'm just grateful to have some new rides here at Movie World, and I don't want to complain too much because there's a lot that's pretty cool. The castle looks great. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to get any nice shots of the coaster because it's all blocked off by like black fences and stuff. Also, maybe it was a bit, I wouldn't say tainted, but Dreamworld set the bar so high with the theming of Jungle Rush the other day. It was like genuinely amazing, like Disney quality. And this is really good. Very nice theming, but definitely not immersive as you can see. I mean, there's lots of cool stuff to look at. I was kind of under the impression that the area would be a bit more open and you could kind of walk around and look at different spots. There's a lot of dead ends. It is a great coaster. I really love the one at Goodbye World and this one as well. Yeah, I don't want to be too cynical. That's a good spot to look at the Kansas Twister from there. I think the expectations were set really high because there wasn't really any previews like inside the land, so especially because Leviathan was so well themed, I was kind of expecting something a bit more in there, but there's no point in being a grumpy old person. Grab a drink. The Munchkins have evacuated. It's quite an impressive exterior for the Emerald Palace, isn't it? This courtyard area is quite nice, and I wonder if the Scooby Alleyway is open. We're gonna check the alleyway and see if that's open. It looks like it is open. I think, I don't know. We're meant to be around here. If you need a free green screen, this is your place to go. Huh. Oh wait, I don't think we're meant to come this way. Alright, we're just heading to grab a drink and let everything stew in the brain, but very cool seeing it finally after so much time, and yeah, I don't quite know my thoughts on it yet. Well, having the drink, and we ran into some people who mentioned that apparently today was the first day that they've actually had people riding Kansas Twister, which is crazy. Yeah, I don't quite understand the reasoning behind that. I guess just rushing to get it open, probably. seen everything there is to see, ridden most of the rides, and now we're heading to Dreamworld. So what did I think of my first trip to Oz at Movie World? Well, it's a very mixed bag precinct. I've got mixed opinions on it, to be honest. On one hand, I was super excited to see such high quality theming for the facades and the queue line and the front end of the precinct, that courtyard area where the character meet and greets take place, and the little Munchkin Land, and of course the Emerald Palace were all incredible, as were the queue lines for Kansas Twister, walking through Dorothy's house in the middle of the cyclone tornado. That was awesome, seeing some of the recreations of sets from the film, and of course the queue line for Flight of the Wicked Witch, walking through that spooky dark forest in that cool mirror room with flowers. Very good stuff, very high quality, very immersive. But once you get through those points, kind of loses that sense of magic or immersion, and you sort of enter this maze of black fencing and unshaded areas where you can't really see much because there's so much black fencing blocking the way. There's nowhere to sit, there's no water fountains, no shade, no food, no drinks, no merchandise. It's just a bit flat. And I'm trying very hard not to be cynical about it because there is so much amazing stuff, and you can tell that a lot of hard work and love went into the creative side of things, like the theming and the music. Unfortunately, it's just not very consistent throughout the whole area, and the bar has been set really high with Dreamworld across the road, with Rivertown and Jungle Rush and Mississippi Motors and their new restaurant. So I don't want to talk down on all the hard work that went into the Wizard of Oz precinct. And ultimately, I'm really grateful and glad that we have something like this here. And I do think it's a really positive step in Movie World's legacy or evolution, leaning more towards a theme park based around movies, because I personally don't resonate much with the superhero themes, the superhero areas or rides or characters. That's just my personal opinion. I feel that it's quite top heavy, and it doesn't feel like a movie theme park. Most of it kind of feels more centered around superheroes, which I get. You need characters and IP that people recognize. So I feel like taking it back to its roots and introducing a beloved classic IP is kind of a return to form to how Movie World used to be. So in that regard, I think it's actually a really positive step, and you can still tweak things in areas of theme parks. It's not set in stone. You can add new things, take away things that don't work. So maybe we'll see the Oz precinct evolve a little bit and change. I certainly hope so. I can already think of so many cool things that you could do there, even little food related things or drinks, little merchandise stands around the area. It's difficult because obviously when people are designing these things, they want everyone to enjoy it and have a wonderful time. But I do feel like the whole lead up to the opening of Oz has been very ironically like the Wizard of Oz, like kept behind curtains. When you do that, it kind of builds up this sense of wonder, like, oh, if they're not showing it, it must be amazing, and they want it to be a big surprise. And there were a lot of big surprises here, and so when you go in with that expectation, especially when it is such a beloved IP, like The Wizard of Oz is one of the greatest films of all time, or one of the most recognized films of all time, it builds up this huge expectation. So if you're going to go down that route, you really need to make sure that you're firing on all cylinders, and unfortunately it just wasn't. It just didn't hit that expectation, which is a shame. I really wanted to, and the whole time I was there, I was trying to look at it through a positive lens, which I think is the only thing you can really do in life. Otherwise you'll be miserable. So you have to look at the positive side of things. But it was hard to do that when you're wandering through this maze of giant fences that kind of resemble more of a prison than a theme park. And you can't even see the rides. And it's really hot and there's no shade. And you're super thirsty and you want to drink, but there's no water fountain. So you have to walk all the way out back to the front of the park. And Movie World, honestly, water fountains are a little bit hard to come by or find. They're a bit out of the way. I'm not saying this is the way that Movie World is, but sometimes when you're there, it does feel like you're kind of being funneled into ways to spend money. And
Ultimately, that's what a theme park is. Essentially, it's a big shop, and there's nothing shameful about that. Theme parks have to have a business model to survive, and they have to make money, which is important. Sometimes it feels like making money comes ahead of the guest experience. Yeah, on one hand, I'm super impressed with many parts of the Oz precinct, but on the other hand, I kind of have like a sour taste in my mouth, just trying to figure out what's going on with all the black fences. Like I say, things can change, so I guess we'll wait and see what happens with Oz. And I encourage you to come and visit the parks yourself and form your own opinions and give it a chance, because it takes a while for these things to get started. You know, first days can be a bit clunky sometimes. You do need that period of learning how guests interact with the area and what works and what doesn't work, so I'm sure they'll iron out any kinks. But that kind of brings me to the end of my thoughts on the Wizard of Oz precinct, and I hope you enjoyed sharing the experience through my perspective. I find plugging very uncomfortable, and I don't like drawing attention to myself or coming across as self-serving, but if you do enjoy this, you can leave me a comment, you can leave me a like, or you can subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Although I've got mixed opinions, it's a very exciting time on the Gold Coast for theme parks. There's heaps of high quality attractions opening up. We've got the Wizard of Oz precinct, and we've got Rivertown at Dream World, and I'll be releasing lots of videos covering both of these areas and all the events at both parks. So stick around and keep an eye out.